impromptu stream on email, retaining, maintaining, and maximizing your ROI with email. With me, as always, is my trusted sidekick and co-founder of Epic Win Agency,
That's
John
me.
Paduchek. I am Dr. Christopher Vogelman of
Certainly are.
Dr. Vogelman everywhere where you consume social media.
Yeah.
So we're talking today about email. You got a big list, John, don't you?
I do have a big, decent.
You got a decent list? No, there's nobody indecent on that list, right?
No.
Nobody who's indecent.
Decent
Okay.
size list. Yes.
It's surprising, yes. So I'm gonna show our little screen share here. By the way, we're just doing this as an experiment because we're still testing Melon, MELON, the app, Melon app, and we've tested Restream, we've tested StreamYard, we've tested Ecamm, we've tested BeLive, and all the others.
And
that was like
tested it.
Well, that was 2 years ago. Yeah, we started doing live streams in March of 2020. Time flies when you're having pandemic fun.
No kidding.
Yeah. All right, and we're coming out of stuff, and so now it's time to continue to focus on growing not just your social media through video, which is what John's expertise is, and expanding your reach, but also to get those people off of the platform and onto your email list, because that's the most reliable way to stay connected to your followers, to your customers, and to stimulate existing customers or patients to come on back in. So,
and build income on demand.
What's that, on demand?
And build income on demand.
Oh yeah, yeah.
You forgot about that.
What they used to say that your email list was worth like $1 per month per subscriber. Would you agree with that, or it depends on the email list?
I think it depends on the list.
Yeah. Okay. So without depending on too much more, I'm going to shift this over. Once I add this, yes.
Ta-da.
Ta-da. Now I got to go over to Canva, because we're using the Canva presentation tool, and I won't be able to see you, John, so you can capture any stuff as you go along here. So this is the small business edition. We're not talking Fortune 500 or Fortune 5000. This is for all of you who have small practices, small businesses, or even are what would you say, smaller online entrepreneur?
Yeah, or maybe you don't even have an email list, but you'd really like the idea of starting one.
Yeah. And because our friend James Schramko used to always say you want to own the race course. So never depend on any platform out there. I don't care if it's TikTok, Instagram, Facebook, Snapchat, whatever it is. Never depend on somebody else's platform. Even YouTube, you can get shut down from. You want to take those people off of whatever platform you're on, connecting with them, and carry on the conversation or continue the conversation through email.
Yeah, and many small businesses have an email list or a potential email list, but don't really keep in contact with them that way.
They don't use it. Yeah, they don't use it.
Yep.
So here we are. This is me. I've been in practice for 33 years as a chiropractor, one of the only Harvard chiropractors out there. I started using Facebook in 1976. The Facebook is what we called it, and it was the Freshman Register. Yeah. Yep. Cut my teeth on display advertising and direct mail for a classified ad department at Harvard Magazine. And I actually loved going to do direct mail more than I did going to classes. And so I was rewarded, though, for that effort. And you're our RIT technological guy.
Yeah, that's where I went to school. I studied more of the engineering side of imaging and everything in between. And of course, I'm a video marketer, and I've been in marketing as a strategist in marketing for over 30 years. So got started early in that. I was boring. I didn't want to hang out with other boring engineers, so they put me in marketing and sales.
That's pretty good. You were telling me today that you traveled a lot on airplanes all over the place.
Oh my gosh, I went everywhere. It felt like anyways. But those were the days, right?
Those were the days of lots of travel. Now we do a lot more virtual stuff. In fact, our agency is a collaboration of two different agencies. And so we now cover people from coast to coast. John's in New Hampshire, I'm in California, and we pretty much have coverage through all of the time zones, even Hawaii.
And I was going to say, my gift is I like to make technology simple for the average person to use.
And you've done a lot of back-end work for people too. Some very famous marketers, helping them to launch their products.
I have. Yeah. Indeed, I have.
So he's my tech guy. He also helps keep me focused. I'm more sort of the creative copywriter guy, but together we form a very dynamic team.
Indeed, we do.
Yeah, indeed we do.
Indeed, we do. So, so email marketing. great way to build customer loyalty, attract new customers. No way better, actually.
Yeah, a lot of people have said email marketing is dead, but email is dead. Not true.
Not true.
Email is dead. Get that out of your head. It ain't dead.
Nope.
So it's affordable. It's easy for people to access, but it's not going to be effective, as John said earlier, if you don't do anything with it. You got to make the most of your list.
Yeah, the rules have really changed over the years. I think it's more important to keep in more closer contact with people, almost like on a daily, weekly, couple times a week basis.
Well, somebody's trying to contact you right now, but anyway.
I know, but
so once you've got a robust or active subscriber list, the next step is to use it well. And by the way, we sometimes kick people off of the email list if they're not opening. And it's an important thing to recognize. You don't want your list to go stale either. So we got a couple of things you want to try to get the most out of this list of people you've collected. And you may want to turn off phones, for example, so that you could follow our conversation here. So you were talking about frequency just a little while ago, John. So what do you think about at least the once a week rule?
Yeah, I think at least the once a week rule is good. I do think you need to keep in touch with people more frequently than that, just because we're there was a thing we just talked the other day about Stephen Covey, and Stephen Covey had this example that he used to do with, you put the big rocks in the container,
right,
and
the sand,
and you put the sand in, and we're the sand. We're just like little annoyances in people's lives for the most part. They don't really know what we're up to. We don't really know what they're up to. We're just the sand. We're just kind of there. And so it's important to...
You find yourself to be annoying?
No, but I'm just saying it's just one of those things, it's important to attach yourself to one of those big rocks in their life so they really know who you are. And I think the way to do that is to keep in more frequent contact with people, either by social media or by email.
Yeah, one of your good friends, he recommends emailing daily, which is kind of interesting. And I will say that, Frank Kern is one guy I remember. I studied his stuff a lot and spent some time with him. And one of the things that he has spoken about is that, a lot of people aren't even opening your emails or even seeing them. And so don't worry about annoying them. Even when you're doing a launch, for example, with using your email, even if you're doing 6 times on the final day of your launch or selling a particular product before it expires, the reality is there are so few people. Let's say you have a list of 100,000 people and you get 6 people complaining. I would not worry too much about those 6 people.
And email systems have gotten smarter. It's easy to tag your subscribers. It's easy to pick out the people who didn't open your email to email them again. And sometimes a different subject line will catch them differently. So
it's good. It's good to have a newsletter if you don't have one, and then you post about it on social media. Tell people on Instagram, tell people on Facebook, tell people even on YouTube, which we do consider social. It is social video. And the chances are you've got a lot of people following you on these different platforms who aren't on your list right now. And what you want to do is hit them with a little bit of fear of missing out. A little bit of FOMO goes a long way to getting them to subscribe, because they're going to be missing out if they don't get the latest info from your newsletter. In fact, I do I help my wife with her newsletter for Mama Makey's Kitchen, which is a Mexican food blog, and we send them out twice a week. And I'll tell you what, it drives a lot of traffic to her blog. So
newsletter that's too crowded or visually cluttered. That's important to, keep things simple, keep your emails simple, keep them short, to the point.
Super simple, because I know there are some people who I've been investigating lately who all they do is they send basically it's mostly plain text with hyperlinks. They don't even include a lot of fancy stuff in there because you're trying to get people to click those hyperlinks and drive them to your particular website or offer.
Exactly.
And that keeping them clean, keeping them visually interesting is really important. And as I said before, have those links in there. Some people recommend as many as 3 links. Put one down in the PS down at the bottom. There's a lot of pinging and tinging going on here. And put those things down. Popular
right now, I guess.
People are trying to contact John right now to help them with their email lists.
Possibly.
And, the optimizing for your mobile users is very important, because they're going to be scrolling down in the land of horizontal. I don't have my phone here, but I mean, you get the general idea. They're going. Sorry, they're going vertical, scrolling, scrolling, scrolling. You want your text to be large enough when you're sending out emails. In fact, we recommend anywhere from 18-point font all the way up to maybe even 20 or so. And you're thinking, oh my
Right.
God, that's too big. Well, when people are scrolling through and they're on a metro, or they're at work, or they're just running up the hallway or so, you want to maximize the readability of your emails, and having a large enough font, especially for older eyes like ours, is really
Yes.
important. So whether it's a tablet or a phone, I mean, tablets clearly are easier to read an email on a tablet, but I think if you optimize for the mobile phone, you're going to be better off. So,
Yeah, the other thing I was going to say, not just for this, but a lot of the emailing programs have
mhm,
mobile apps,
right.
which makes it very convenient to get emails out these days.
Yeah,
When,
make sure whoever your email provider is, that they will optimize automatically for mobile. Sometimes I've seen some that just they don't look good at all, and you're trying to swipe back and forth across the phone to read the text of an email. It ain't good. So, oh, and you want to give people something special. So maybe you've got a discount, maybe you've got an offer, maybe you have something, maybe hidden videos or hidden tutorials or trainings or a bonus PDF, um, that will let them know that they are very special to you. They're just not another email address in your hopper.
and you want to give them, sneak peeks at new products, heads up on upcoming sales. Anything that you think is important is a great way to share by email.
Yeah,
Even
I
you
mean,
post to a blog or post to your website.
Yeah, I mean, if you're the first, if people who are on your email list, say your newsletter list, are the first to get something, that often helps a lot. It's like getting behind the velvet rope at the club. So, surveys are great. Yeah, some people will argue that you don't want to send out surveys, but surveys are an amazing way to get more information about your customers, in particular what they want from you.
Hmm.
And it's like, it's like establishing a focus group, if you will, without having to pay the thousands of dollars for a professional focus group. And there's a lot of automations out there. I know we use Active Campaign, there's MailChimp, there's a bunch of different platforms out there. What was it? Send in Blue was one of them, and what was another one that you like?
Sendinblue, MailChimp. There's
MailChimp.
a whole bunch of good ones.
Yeah, there's a lot of them, and many of them will have templates, which will make your job a lot easier in terms of creating surveys. Quizzes also are another one of the things.
Yep.
So, what do you say
Tracking
about
results.
tracking?
Oh man, super important. I think one of the most common things that small business owners don't do is keep track of their results and what's happening when they send out different emails and stuff.
Yeah, in fact, it's really important, because I remember even when I was in practice in DC, we had a very big practice, and one of the things we used to do, we didn't have all this email marketing and everything else like that. We had Yellow Pages ads, we had coupons that we mailed out, and so I had a little form at the front desk, and when somebody called in to get an appointment, the staff was trained to ask them, "Hey, how did you hear about us?" And they would say maybe it was Yellow Pages, or maybe it was your latest Valpak coupon, or maybe it was a referral from a friend, and get the name of the friend.
Right.
The technology that we have now makes this so incredible, because it can be automated, and you'll be able to, when you track your results, you can figure out, who are the people who are opening, are they clicking through,
Mhm.
what are my unsubscribes like, what are my subscribers, am I getting bounced emails, things like that. But the main thing is to tracking what subjects for your emails work better than others, and that's why you can sometimes, with email, it's great, you can track them by split testing your subject lines.
Totally true. Tracking allows you to identify the types of content that perform best. We're talking about, gosh, there's so many different things, whether we're tracking social media, whether we're tracking different email subject lines, different posts, different ads, all kinds of tracking we need to be concerned about. But
I always
specifically,
like to see the click-throughs. That's one of my
yeah,
biggest things. I mean,
yeah,
a lot of people will open your emails, and if you get 25% open, that's actually pretty good.
that is good.
But that may be because, maybe your list is smaller. Maybe, one of the things I will say though is it's good to clean that list. So maybe people who
Yes.
haven't opened in 6 months, or haven't opened in 3 months, if you get rid of them, it actually will improve your deliverability, and it will simultaneously, you'll see that your open rates are going to go way up, because these are the people who actually care the most about what you're sending them.
The other thing that makes a big difference too is making sure you email from an email address on your own domain.
Yeah, no Yahoo or
No Yahoos
Gmails.
or Gmails
No,
or anything
no,
like
no,
that.
no, no, no.
No.
Don't be a Yahoo.
And you want to test your content. Emails can be tested the same way web content can. We do split testing on the subject lines, anything else that might be important in the email.
And sending out different headlines, as we said earlier, can and different kinds of content can help you focus on what people are really interested in, as opposed to what you think they're interested in.
And, we want to test everything. It doesn't matter what it might be: subject line, headlines, individual articles, our calls to action, how they respond to the different messages that we send them.
And do they reply? If they
Yeah,
reply to your email,
Mm.
that's even more engagement. And those are the
Yeah.
ones I love the most. In fact, when I reply to an email from somebody who's sending it from a list, 9 times out of 10 they'll reply back to me again, because it's so unusual for people to be sending a reply to a promo.
Yeah, the other thing I think you want to do quite frequently is actually ask them to reply.
Yeah.
Hey,
That's one of the best.
Yeah,
One of
what
the
did you
best.
find interesting about this email I sent today?
Or if you'd like to get this access to this free training, just reply with the word free in capitals.
Yeah.
And that's really interesting, because the call to action, and the funny thing is about too, that particular call to action on the part of the email subscriber, it takes minimal effort, because they're not going to click through to a website and have to go to an opt-in page and everything else like that. It's so easy just to reply to an email that it may actually greatly improve the communication that you're going to get with your current customers and your prospective customers.
Yes.
Now, for example, we can't really tell you what your subscribers want to read. That's up to you to figure this out. But as we give you a couple of guidelines, you'll be able to identify their interests, their preferences, and you can customize your emails to them.
Yeah, and it's important to do your best to retain your existing subscribers.
Yeah, retention, baby. That's all it's
Yeah.
about. I will tell you that, so having been in practice, so way back in the 90s, I figured out the whole cost thing, from the dollars I was spending to ads to staff time and everything else. So it cost me $350 for every new patient coming in. Those are like in 1992 dollars, which by the way nowadays would be about 700 to 750 per new patient coming in.
Yeah.
I spent a lot of money in advertising. I was doing probably about $4,800 a month in print and coupons and all the other stuff like that.
Wow.
But I will tell you that it's a lot easier to make a lot of money from retaining your existing customers and getting your existing patients to come back into the office than it is always trying to scrounge around for new business.
And you already know that it costs way more to attract new customers.
I already did that, apparently.
Yeah. Yeah, apparently you did, but it's true.
Apparently.
It's always going to be the case.
Well, yeah.
Yeah, and your existing subscribers are the same.
Yeah. So the thing is, so what can you do to keep people happy and to keep them on your list as opposed to unsubscribing? Here's a couple of things that we're talking about.
Send a killer welcome email. In fact, one of the things that I find really good is sending a video email. Ooh.
Is that your warm welcome?
It is. That is my warm welcome, and that's a thing that we use to send video emails. It works great, or even a GIF in your email to just kind of have something that's a little active there. Anytime you send a welcome email or let people know how much you love them for buying from you, it's going to generate a lot more business for you.
Yeah, and we also we actually would create subsets of people. So for example, we have a small e-com shop, and the people who have already purchased something, they're segmented in a different area than the people who have opened the emails but haven't purchased yet. And so we give special discounts to the people who have made existing purchases online. That may be one of them right now.
You never know. That means hitting your new subscribers with an irresistible offer, perhaps.
Irresistible. I mean, like, just pile on layer upon layer of value, or give them such an amazingly deep discount that they can't help to purchase from you. So like if you got a coupon, or you got one of the BOGOs, the buy one, get one 50% off, whatever it is, it'll work for you. Whatever it is, it's going to help you get the most important thing, which is the very first purchase. Are they trying to purchase from you right now?
I do not know.
Okay.
Jeez.
So if you really want to ramp things up, you create what we call a welcome series. And I've done
Yes.
this a number of times. So, and it doesn't have to be anything particularly elaborate or long, but sometimes it's good to, hey, welcome to the list. This is what we're going to give you. And here's your freebie that you wanted. Maybe it was a special top 10 recipes of 2021, for example.
And although some companies create long series of as many as 50 emails, gosh, we were listening. Somebody was talking about, what was it? A couple hundred emails.
A couple hundred for a single sequence.
Yeah, for a single sequence, but it needs to include valuable content, relevant offers. It's just got to be congruent. Congruency is important.
Yeah, I mean, and I would say too, don't ever underestimate the idea of creating conversational, more personalized emails.
Yes.
I think that's important. Now, the double opt-in, this is a big controversy. So
Yes.
I've done both.
Me too.
Double opt-in versus non. And I will tell you, at this day and time, there's tons of people who never click the opt-in email for the double opt-in.
Right.
And so we've actually eliminated. What have you done about that?
I've done the same thing. I've eliminated double opt-in because you lose about 60% of your subscribers, potential subscribers.
They don't open the verification email.
No.
It's really hard. Now, if somebody has purchased from you, they're more likely to open the verification email.
Yes. And I think there's other ways to sort them out.
Yeah. And I mean, but so the double opt-in thing, I mean, it's a great way to get rid of spammers. But I think it's just a little bit of a hassle these days. And I think this presentation we did years ago, it's when we're trying to remove the number of spam things. And it guarantees, the double opt-in, while it may guarantee that people really want to be there, it will also, I mean, it just won't grow your list as fast.
No, you're gonna probably eliminate a lot of people that you'd like to have on your list.
Yeah.
And I think there's other great ways about that. If you have a buyer list or you're not sending things out for free, perhaps more stuff with a purchase, that's ways to get around that and make sure that everybody that comes on your list is a buyer anyways. Email marketing has been lucrative for small businesses for a reason. Even millennials prefer to communicate by email. Email's easy. Texting is easy. Both of those things kind of go really nicely together. It's affordable. It's cost effective. Great way to build brand recognition and loyalty, and great way for them to hear from you regularly.
Well, for some of us, if you've got a very good email list, I mean, it's basically like an ATM. Every time you send out an email, there are going to be some people buying or at least establishing or rekindling a connection with you and your business.
Well, I would say it very much as an ATM. You're going to attract many new customers and grow your business because people, if they like your emails, they'll probably share them with other people.
Hey, and if you like our emails or you'd like to be on our email list, you can connect with us in any number of ways. Just send us a little message or just drop a message in below wherever you're consuming this video. I know we're on YouTube and Facebook and Twitter and a whole bunch of other places. Anything else you want to talk about on email, John?
I think we covered all the basics.
I think we covered it, and we'll be doing more of these basic little educational things on how to improve your business using social media, email marketing, video marketing. John is our video marketing star, and especially for live video. And I'm going to go back over to the Melon app because I can't really see anything right now.
Yeah, and I was going to say, if there's anything else that you'd like to hear from us or see from us, comment below. Tell us what we can edumacate you with.
Edumacate. I'm going to remove that. Good. I got that. I got this here. Yeah. Anything else? You're staying warm in the Northeast.
Cold up here. Snowing.
It's cold here too. It was like 58 this morning.
Jeez.
It's chilling.
Bone
chilling. Bone chilling temperatures. All right. So yeah. And if you have any needs or any questions about things, if you have any particular topics, as John said, that you want us to cover, we can easily do that because our main purpose as we look at things is to help you to grow, to sustain profitability, because after all, if you help small business, you save small business, you're going to save the world. All right.
Indeed.
That's it for now. See you later.
Bye.